Ting ting. Ting ting, hey hey. We're all up in the bushes. In a most symbolic way. Yes, symbolism. We're in it. See the little red berries? Aren't they cute? It's like every little corner is a new place to scoot to. Yeah, this, seemed tropicalish. Tropically. All up in the bushes, just you and me. There's a little Dr. Evil smushed in there. It's that cock rocket. Bezos and his cock rocket. It's got Dr. Evil on the brain. It's got Dr. Evil all up on my brain. I think he's up, okay? 1 million, okay? 1 million. I've been sick all day. Feeling real crappy. This cocktail is lime probiotics and Pedialyte on the rocks. Pedialyte on the rocks. That's how we party. Not feeling well. This display I have will be the first I've eaten all day, but I do have a table that matches a pillow, and the pillow matches the table, and I did that on purpose at King Soopers. And this has pockets. It unlocks all the mysteries of the universe when you're rocking pockets. Ladies, you feel me? All dresses need to be this dress. My mother's dress from the 80s. Don't play a hate. It's from the 80s. So's this. So's this. Pockets. Yeah, every dress needs to be designed as this dress. It's such a good feeling. It's like, vacay, play. Yep, that's where I am all day today. Crazy vacay vibes. No, just not feeling super. But all's else I will say about my look is don't you dare come for me. I'm going to go off at some point. I'm going to write a whole poem about how could you not want to explore other cultures? Isn't that the point of the world, that you want to feel and experience and put on things outside yourself? Isn't that? Come on, don't stick me in one lane. So all I'm going to say is, why would I not want to emulate Carmen Miranda? Simply because I was given the genes I was given, okay? I'm sorry I'm not more interesting. I wish I was, genetically speaking. Ancestrally speaking, believe me, I have longed for such a richness, okay? But if I want to look like Carmen Miranda, I'm going to look like Carmen Miranda because she's a bad Betty. And like, who doesn't want to emulate Carmen Miranda? She's the baddest, okay? Like, look up some pics. TikTok kids, beep beep, y'all. Just look at Carmen Miranda. So anyway, I won't just dress in jeans and t-shirts, people. Never, ever, never will I ever. And as a storyteller, I yearn and long for and talk about and wish to express things that are not just me and my experience and my be what you are, and don't put on anyone else's anything. No. What? I will never. Sorry. I'm not just gonna do that. It's a very boring lane. It's a very stale lane. I just don't get it. I don't get why we're so mad. Yes, I understand we take things from other cultures and monetize them and capitalize on them, and that is douchery. Duh. But exploration of fashion should not be a vindictive act. Why would you not want? Isn't like that's being alive, is wanting more outside your scope. Like, I've never been outside of the country because I've never been able to afford it, but if I could, I sure as hell would buy some wares and wear them and be ready to go if somebody wants to hop on that trend of what, I look like this, so I should just wear khakis. Never. Never. Never gonna do that. So this is again, a fashion that means a lot to me. It was my mother's. She wore it when she was pregnant. And yeah, it's shouting out Carmen, which I like to do often. Love her. Love her deeply. Love her especially in her leopard print phase. It was a very long and crazy phase. Lots of good lounge couch shots from that era, from that time. So I'm all up in the bushes. Today is National Mango Day. That is why I've dressed this way. That's why I bring you mango. I had to practice that so many times, and the nip just slipped off. Nip just slipped. But I got it one spin around in that illusion-y way, right? But, you know, some mangoes have quite a pronounced nipple. Some do not. I love mangoes. Well, there's a weird little bug on my cutting board. Bye! Sorry, he was very strange shaped and had a hard shell, and he had to go. I was like, what's that? Is it another bug? It's the nipple. Mangoes just take me through some precious experiences, and I like to hold them to my face like this. And I know, and I admit, and I will hip to the jive and claim ownership of the fact that I have been pretty down in the dumps, and a lot of my poetry has been very like ha he ha he hoo he hoo ha hung ha he hung. Oh my god, this one, the nut, the shell is wiggling in there. Have you ever had that? I've never had this experience where it is literally a rattle, and it is like you can't hear it, but it's happening. I've never had this. This is a sacred mango day. Hooray! Wait. I think you can hear it. This is crazy. You guys, this is crazy. I'm so enthralled. I am so enthralled. My best dish towel. Joanne Fabric. Sick dish towels. Wow. I'm even more hesitant to cut this now, but I will. I'm gonna display it pronouncedly, right? Wish I could just like ever so like make that look sexy. You know what I mean? It's okay. I can go in this hole like that. That's kind of sexy knife. My boo made this little tiny cutting board. Isn't it cuter than all get out? Ta-da! Whew. What's behind the curtain? It is uncertain. It is a bush. There's my knife. This is my life. Here we are. 202? 202? Woo! I'm gonna woo to that. I don't like woo girls. I collaborated with Strawberry Milk on a song called Woo Girls that you ain't heard yet, but hopefully you will. Let us shwill the experience of mango life, and I will bring you some mango tales with my mango wife. This is my wife now. We're married. You can marry inanimate objects now, so you got hitched. This mango and I. That's why she shakes like a rattle. Really though, guys, this is a miraculous cosmic experience for me I mean, we're going to do it again before we cut it, for sure. But here's the poem. Happy Mango Day. Oh, right. So I was kind of not apologizing, but stating that I have been pretty scum round the drain kind of brain. Scum round the drain brain. And feeling... My last name is Jean Drain, and in school people called me sperm brain balls in the head, so that drain brain. Anyway, it's funny. I think it's funny now. Mangoes hitting you in the head. I just always got hit in the head in PE with balls. Happened a lot. Don't like sports. Not sporty. Do like watching sports players, though. Catch my drift. Catch my drift. I'll watch them. Just not gonna have that shit flying at my head. So, aside, I haven't eaten today. I'm loop-de-loos. I'm loop-de-loo-hoo. Yeah. Drain, brain, pain in the ass. I'm bringing you something light today. That's all I'm trying to say. You with me, kids? Let's all sit down together on my tiny, teeny little mat. Isn't it so cute? It's like the littlest of all little mats. And we can all sit on it together. Have a big, fat cuddle session. Okay. Let's do it. Let's lessen our strife. Just a bit, shall we? Because it's been heavy. It's been heavy. I won't even get into it. You feel it. You know it's there. So we went light. National Mango Day. Get on some mango sticky rice. Have it thrice. It's the best. 'Tis called, fitting, you are the shape of the human heart, and were discovered with awe, lovely Mangifera, Indica. Oh, behold the complex, yet beautifully simplistic mango, the mystic glow of its inner gold. Just to hold one is like a whole ceremony. Just to hold one is like a whole ceremony. The tone we can hear if we really listen to nature's gifts. That first juicy bite so uplifts my senses. All the tenseness ensnaring my body releases its grip, and I slip into a tropical moment where the gripes and groans just leave me alone long enough to breathe deeply. As the sweetly saturated juices drip from my chin, I can pinpoint the memory of learning how to properly cut a mango so as to architecturally enjoy its innards more completely. I was with a group of gals from work, and we were all quite elevated, not a bit discreetly. We roamed the park like human fireworks sparks, just buzzing and bouncing and laughing with every ounce of ourselves. That same day, we also chose to delve into the very strange experience of watching the new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It was less than satisfactory. The chocolate was on theme. The screaming laughs of the other girls filled the theater, but my sensory reaction was more along the lines of overwhelm. The musical numbers put chaos at the helm of my thoughts. I was happy when we got out of there into the fresh air. We went back to my manager's place, rosy-faced and still vibrating, the whole crew of us, wild women. Anyone who had seen us would have known we were... would have known we were... well, swimming outside the boundaries. We were all beyond the scope of silly, and I was extra giddy because I was sweet on my manager. She was a great handler of unruly energies. She herded us all into the kitchen and quite impressively whipped up some captivating fixins. She had black curly hair with one pure white blaze. My gaze was fixated on that, but also on a fat, fat mango. She saw me admiring it, and in a seductive kind of 70s movie slow-mo, she asked me if I'd like her to show me how to cut in it. Cut it in. Cut into it in the most efficient and dazzling way. Needless to say, I was rather enthusiastic to watch this fruit slicing display. Those 2 minutes were like watching a whole parade. Best part of my day. It was like a well-rehearsed play. She sliced all the way along the edges and then turned the sections into delectable origami. Ooh. Like a 3D pop-out picture book. She held out a morsel for me, and my lips shook. No one could have mistook my blushing as anything other than a big fat crush. That one nibble hushed the loudness in my thoughts. Now every time I perform the artful cut of the ripe fruit, I'm brought back to that spot. That lovely, celebratory, life-savoring, sprinkled with perfect mango flavoring spree. There's another memorable day involving a mango treat that also made me feel unforgettably free. I was in LA with one of my best acting school homies. It was supposed to be a whole group of us going to the beach, but each person who said they were going flaked on us one by one. We were still determined to ditch the stress and have some fun. With much toast. I can't not eat it. With most beach-centered adventures, we were hoping to be joined by the sun, but it ended up that the thickest fog I'd ever seen in my life was running the show. We didn't fight this switch up and just packed sweaters and went with the flow. Time moved very, very slow that day, and the soupy gray air was actually comforting in a swaddling sort of way. We could hear the children at play and the giggling ladies, but everyone around us was invisible behind the fog curtains we were enveloped in. We could even hear people taking a swim in the heavy soup of the sky. We stayed dry under my little mermaid towel. I think I lost it there that day, but I still don't scowl at the thought because the day was such a gift. We decided to let the Ferris wheel lift us up over the scene. It was a wild ride, much more like a dream than another forgettable side note of the mundane. The feeling of uncertainty rising higher over the entire beach, with the sense that we could reach out and scoop the fog into our cupped hands. It was really insane. That sensation you get on the Ferris wheel, like you might just spill out into the ocean, caused a much greater commotion of tension in our heads. But the dread soon turned to adrenaline rushes on the way back down. There were no sights to orient us, only sounds, swirling like whirling gears in a mass of complex machinery. We couldn't spot the blue of the water or any greenery, only a seemingly endless cascade of gray. But we played in it like eager kids. I could literally feel the fog settling on my eyelids. That veil which hid the other humans suddenly revealed a man with a shiny silver cart. He had a big smile and seemed to lead with his heart. He instantly seemed to be part of our destined outing, and he approached us shouting, "Chili mango! Fresh chili mango!" He could never know how happy we were that he wandered our way. He was the missing rays of sun. Come to shine mango magic upon us. Come to shine mango magic upon us. My friend Gus is Mexican, so chili mango was old hat for him, but for me, it was a revelation. A whole new life about to begin. We bought 2 each, and with one bite, that beach was heavenly. It rendered me speechless. My hair was a mess, and Gus laughed at my less than civil display of full-on pleasure moaning. I was in the mango zone, having a wild fling with spicy fruit. Suddenly, we had the whole place to ourselves. To boot. We had the whole place to ourselves to boot. That chili pepper mango was like pirate loot. We hooted and whooped and swooped across the sand with our towels in hand like superhero capes. Ooh, ooh. like superhero capes. The thick drapes of the sky seemed to billow like silk. The froth of the sea lapped at the shore like whipped up milk, thickened by the rhythmic tide. Nothing could have pried us from that contentment, not even the sputtering stormy drizzles the gods, so full of impossible riddles, sent. We made a makeshift tent of our towels and randomly packed miscellany tied together. Hypnotic and zany carnival tunes boomed through the distance, amplified by the fact that it felt like, in that moment, we were the only two humans in existence. We puffed Mary Jane underneath Ariel and felt more sane, and dropped the resistance created by surviving in LA. We practiced our AMDA required waltzing and plies, swaying with the cumulus gray, the rain misted sand asking us to please stay. I'm glad we captured pictures of my mermaid red hair and his way out there pompadour that day as we explored our private invisible cove. As we drove back to the static city, we thought it was a pity to leave that surreal spot. We were caught in traffic straight away, of course, and had to force ourselves not to get too depressed that we weren't back melting away our stress with that chilly mango. Oh, the best. Those long stretches of sticky tar road really can take you out of your treasured moments. We couldn't have known it back then, but it would get harder and harder to giggle and toe wiggle and trace squiggles in the clouds at the Ferris wheel's crest, or be at our shimmering best with friends. I can't pretend I've had many days so worthy of that full-blown seizing the seconds praise. I still dream of that mango being brought out to me stacked high on fancy trays. Like all words and phrases, the way that the name mango came our way is a winding path that's hard to compact. But way, way back at the India-Burma border, an order of Buddhist monks are said to have handed out those golden hunks of pure goodness over 5,000 years ago. The popularity began to grow, and so this delicacy needed a name. Needed a name. This delicacy needed a name. Sanskrit was a main language, and the fruit was called Amra Phalam. As people in India became to more increasingly cherish them, the pods of juicy orange wonder grew more under skies where Hindi was spoken. The term, open for new interpretation, became Amphal. Then, in Tamil, where the language was similar but not the same, another name emerged from the comparative word for fall, which was K. And people began to say, K. K. That would make sense. K. Then that somehow made its way through many a mouth to come about to the title of Mamke, which, as it was stated along the way, was translated by the Malayalam people. That's a hard one. That works the tongue like a weight. Malayalam. Who was translated by the you guys, you try it 1,000 times fast. It's translated by the Malayalam people as manga. And then the Portuguese tasted it and thought, dang, this is good, and would go on to recommend it with great enthusiasm to the Britishers. I think we should still call them that. That's the old way. To the Britishers, who had taste budgasms and, as you can fathom, switched up the pronunciation yet again to land on mango. Does that spiral of one fruit's 5,000-year-old survival and undeniable identity changes not blow your mind? And now we can find them in the produce aisle. A surefire way to get an easy smile when you cut them in that folding style and get all up in that slurping, satisfying oval treat. And we're only lucky enough to eat 6 varieties out of so many types. We may never know the hype of the Alfonso, Langra, Imam Pasand, Bangana Pal, or Mulgoba. We may never know the wonder of a Kiluchundan, Raspuri, Lakshamanbog, or Rumani. Man, I got a mouth workout. Raspuri, Lakshmanbog, or Rumani. I hope somebody hands me a new kind somewhere out there and fills my mind and soul with wonderful times when I got to find my teeth in that perfect ripeness. Ooh, that perfect ripeness of mango. Happy to meet my lips with deliciousness. Makes you ravenous. Makes you a crazy wild animal. It's not helpable. It's beyond help. That was really fun for me. I actually had a blast doing that. Oh, there was a whole bunch of different kinds too. I only listed a few, but there was like Langra, Banganapal, Mulgoba, Raspuri, Zil, Iman Pasand, Himsagar, Chaunsa. Ooh, I like saying that all day. Chaunsa. Neelam, Lakshmanbog, Fazli, Malika, Vanraj, Kilachundan, Rumani. All kinds of mangoes. Everywhere that you go, you can find new mangoes. But I've never been anywhere really like thrilling like that. I hope I can someday. That we like save the planet or whatever, and then I could maybe see some of it. That would be great. That would be great. At least I have pockets. Okay? And I got that lovely information about the telephone game of the name Mango from Britannica.com, which has epic amounts of free information. You can look up any word, any date, any person, and it's just like, knowledge. It's great. Pedialyte Chaser. What? That was exceptionally fun. And if you didn't know before the way, hopefully you saw the way. I didn't know the way until I was like 20. I guess I was about 20. And my beautiful manager with the rarest white blaze in her hair was like, let me show you the way. Very seductive fruit. Very seductive, very conductive to a good ass time. That was the first food I've had too, so I feel a bit more fine. So that was really fun, and I enjoyed it, and I'm extending this to you so we can like kiss under it, giving y'all a little smoochy-do. Little smooch'll do ya with this berry that you probably shouldn't ever eat. But happy National Mango Day. Woo! Hooray! Turn your sound way up on that part where I'm shaking the mango and see if you can hear it. It's really like, that was, woo! Attack! That was the Destiny mango, so kiss blow.